What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN, OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are on this, the 28th of April. It is the 28th. It's a brand new day. 21 hours, 37 minutes left on this, the day, the 28th of April. Yes, 1.86 cents right now. That's the price that we're at, okay? This is not ideal. This is not what we were looking for as far as our Fibonacci retracements go, right? From a low to a high, generally speaking, if you bounce off the 382 in a strong environment like this, you move up in a strong environment, you find support at the 382, this is classic, and you keep going. That's what it is. You broke above the 236, classic, you keep going, but we didn't keep going. We stopped, and we actually pulled back below the 236. We've now closed 2 days below the 236, and that's enough to at least open the door for consideration that we could see prices at 1.43 cents, right? We've considered it, we've talked about it all along, but the reality is it was never a likelihood. Now there's actually a decent chance that we could go down here. It's not likely that we find a triple bottom at the 382. That's not likely. Likely we would at least go to the 0.5 or even the golden ratio down here, right? So 1.43 cents is a very viable option. And I mean that. But there's some things beyond just the fib that disagree with that notion. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, Rafiki. Oh, man. He just like meow. He'll look at me right in the eyes and meow at me. And it's just until I say, come here. And then he'll stop talking. Just think about it, right? Hold on. On a whole different note, just think about it. I could have gone like hiss at him or say, shut up or get out of here, right? And maybe he'd be scared. He'd run away and shut up. Or I could just say, hey, come here, buddy. And he shuts up and I get a nice pet. I'm saying it in a perspective, right? You can be one of two people and get the same results, right? If you're someone who gets in fights a lot, you get in arguments a lot, and you resolve issues that way, I'm sure there's another path where you could resolve issues without that. You see what I'm saying? Like if I wanted him to shut up, I could have been the scary guy and made him shut up. Or I could have just been the sweet guy and been like, hey, come here, let me give you some love. And that shut him up too. And now he's gone. He just wanted some pets and he's gone. You know, just it's a little perspective. I'm not talking about cats here. I'm talking about how to handle people. Okay, talking about people, talking about humanity. Anyways, enough of that. I'm feeling like in a preaching vibe today for whatever reason, and I'm not intoxicated. I'm just sober. But anyways, getting back to work here. Where was I? The fibs are suggested that we would go lower, but I have a problem with that because there are other things that don't. There are a bunch of other things that don't. We look at the daily RSI, and here you've got a double bottom while providing a higher low. That's a form of bullish divergence. We look at the 4-hour RSI, you're in the oversold zone. You've got a lower low in your RSI, but higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. As you're dropping, as you're convincingly dropping, your volume's dying off, which is not indicative that you would continue growing. Not in my opinion. That's not normally how it works. Your volume starts to die, and I say growing, I mean growing to the downside, so decaying. You're not going to continue growing in the direction that you're going. Maybe you do. Maybe we've just yet to get the volume. I don't know. But it's not indicative normally. You know, you break out of here. Where's all the volume to follow through? Hold on. I ate a lot of food today, guys. We were celebrating a family member's birthday. We're also right here at this relative low to high. Right here at this golden ratio zone, okay? Not bouncing yet, I'll be honest, but we're having a hell of a time breaking through it. We're in the oversold area in the 4-hour RSI. The last time we were here, it was the 7th of April, which just happened to be the lowest price of this overall downtrend that we were in since January or February, whenever it was that we started moving down, right? That was significant. The last time we were in the oversold zone, it was significant pricing, right? It was the weakest we had been. Now we're in that same area. We're oversold. And we've got a higher low, and it's insignificant pricing. It just feels like you're producing these significant readings. You're doing these significant things, but you're not really going anywhere. You're not producing significant results. And whenever that happens, it makes me think you're actually going to go to the upside. We are in a nice area, being here at the golden ratio, being here at prior areas of resistance and support to bounce. We really are. And one of two things is going to happen here, you guys. One of two things. Either I'm going to be validated, which who cares if I am or if I'm not? You know, my ego cares, but either I will be validated or I'm going to cope apparently all the way down to 1.4 cents because that would be the next area that would make sense to go to, right? If we're looking at this from a low to a high, 382, I doubt you hold. You're not going to get a triple bottom off of that. It can happen, but I doubt it. 0.5, 1.4, that'd be the next area. Prior support, prior resistance there. It makes sense. I really thought that once today, if today closed below the 236, that I would just wave the white flag and accept it. This would be the call. But I'm seeing too many things in the indicators and everything else besides this fib here. I'm seeing too many things that disagree with the notion of us going down. Yes, we rejected the overbought zone, but here we are in the same levels of the RSI that we were here with this low, but we're not down. That we're actually higher. That's a bullish thing. Here we are in the RSI with lower lows but higher lows. That's a bullish thing. Here we are at this relative low to high at the golden ratio. That's an area you bounce from. Moving down, volumes decaying. That's a bullish thing. We look at the 1 hour time frame, and granted, this did not go the way that I thought it would, but we're getting higher lows, okay, and lower lows. It's hidden that's bullish divergence. That's a bullish thing. The volume that is coming in down at these areas, it's coming into the buy effect, and it's going away on the sell effect. That's a bullish thing. It's all bullish. It just but I can't be bearish just because of this one thing with the fibs, and maybe I'll be steered wrong. Maybe I should just go with this simple metric. You know, the fibs are not perfect, and they're not always perfect, but generally speaking, if we're being honest, this look right here, no questions asked, would demand that we go to 1.43 cents. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be. But here's the thing on that note too. If we're not going to go down there, what we need to see is still a close above this, the 236. What's nice about this, the situation we're in now, is even with the Fibonacci being like this and the likelihood being that we do go to the downside, that likelihood goes away entirely. All we have to do is just close above the 236. So at any point in time, as long as we're not below these lows, if we get above about 2.018 cents or ideally 2.035 cents on a daily closing basis, the downside is wiped clean. It's no longer existent. The likelihood goes away. And we're a lot closer to this line than we are to this line, at least at this point in time. But maybe I'm coping. I don't think I'm coping. I don't think that I'm being irrational. I feel like it makes sense. I feel like if I were to call for the price to go down, I'm setting myself up to be wrong. And I feel like I know that. Right? It's not like I want to see this thing go up and that's the only reason why I'm being stubborn and saying that it's going to go down and accepting the reality that it goes down here. Maybe I'm being stubborn. I don't think I am. To me, I just genuinely have a hard time seeing us do that. But it could happen. It could happen. What would that mean for OnyxCoin? Well, from the current price, it would drop over 20%, 24%, 22%. I can't see it happening. What's Bitcoin going to do? It's going to move up. OnyxCoin is going to drop 24% when Bitcoin moves up. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense to me. So this video might be a little bit different than what people were expecting. I'm sure a lot of people, whenever the day closed the way it was, you're probably like, oh no, we're gonna have bearish targets, or maybe some of the bears or the trolls are like, I can't wait to see how he copes now. This is maybe exactly what you're looking for, is a video where I'm like, nope, we're still not moving lower. But I really am having a hard time seeing us go lower. And I really thought that I would accept defeat if we closed today below the red line. But I'm just having a hard time doing it, man. We haven't seen enough for me. And I genuinely feel like if I call for the price to go down to this 0.5 area, I'm going to be wrong. And it doesn't matter being right or wrong, right? It's not about that. It's about making money anyways. But I am going to do my best to try and be as correct as I can be, right? That's the whole purpose of technical analysis to begin with, is to try and up your edge of being correct, right? Up that percentage of being correct. Not make you perfect, but to just help you out with your decisions, right? 18.6 cents now. Sorry, we'll be there. That's a foreshadowing. 1.86 cents right now. That might have been the low, man. That might have been it. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame. I don't know. I don't like the RSI so much, if I'm being honest. I don't like the RSI. The 1 hour RSI is set up to do well, but it's been set up to do well, and we just keep going lower. So we got to do something, right? 4 hour, to me, is the best kind of bet that we have, is that we've got this dramatically lower low, oversold area, and we still have higher lows here. So, and we're moving down without volume, but time will tell. All of this to say, guys, this is just one long video of me saying, I'm not bearish. I don't accept that we are going lower. I thought I'd be waving the white flag today. I'd be like, all right, we're going down, but no. So either I'm gonna die on this hill, or we're gonna rally. I don't know. It's one or the other. But I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking to the bullish effect because I genuinely, in my heart, believe we're going to move up. And with the TA, it's not just my heart, my feelings, my emotions that are dictating this. It's the TA. We're at an area we found resistance before. We're at an area that we found support before, critically for months, for over a month here, that we found resistance right here on, that we found support right here on. The relative golden ratio of this low to high here, we have hidden bullish divergence on multiple time frames. The only bad thing is that we close below the 236. That's it. That's it. And it was over the weekend too. So I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell. All that to say, my assumption still remains. And if anybody's wondering, is this bull flag breakout invalidated? No, it's not invalidated. We still haven't broken back into the breakout point. So no, it's not invalidated at all. If the question is 5.5 cents still on the table? Yeah, 5.5, 5.6 cents. It is still on the table until otherwise invalidated. To invalidate it at this point, I think we would have to get below. We probably have to get it below about 1.77 cents. And even then, I would say getting below these lows, that would really invalidate it. If we get below these lows here, there's no denying it. At that point, we get below 1.6 cents, we are going to 1.43 cents or lower. And then our target changes. But until then, I'm just bullish. I want to say I'm stubborn. I wanted to say I'm just stubbornly bullish, but I don't. It's not that I'm stubborn. I just don't have enough data. I genuinely don't have enough data to convince me of that. There's more data, in my opinion, suggesting that we turn around from here rather than go lower. So that's all I got to say, I guess. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I read a couple of negative comments, but not a lot of negative comments. I can tell there's a lot of you who are patient, who are ready for this next move up, and that makes me excited. But for the people who are talking smack in the comments, I'm talking to you right now. In the next 3 days, OnyxCoin is going to be up dramatically higher. We're going to be moving up a lot higher, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this month, probably at this point, we're not going to be at 5.5 cents, probably. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was becoming a very clear target by the end of this month that we were at prices well above 3 cents, something like that, or maybe even higher. This thing can move up in a very short amount of time. We've seen how much damage it can do in a 3-day period. I'm not saying it's impossible, but at this point in time, unless we get started moving today, unless my video tomorrow, or I guess in about 12 hours from now, is at prices that are phenomenally higher, I just don't see us getting to that bull flag breakout target, the 5.5, 5.6 cent area by the end of this month. But we're still likely going to get there in the very beginning of May if we start moving up relatively soon, right? Today or tomorrow. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Again, if I am wrong, if I'm just coping, if this is a biased, bullish behavior on my behalf, all we have to do really is take out these lows. And actually, if you don't even like that, if you don't want to wait for those lows to be taken out, then wait until we get back below, I would say about here, at 1.77 cents, 1.78 cents, something like that. Yeah, we get below there, then at that point I really am coping, right? At that point, there's no other way to look at it but 1.43 cents. But until then, I'm reluctant to do so, man. I feel like we're gonna move up. I'm done talking. I'm done repeating myself. I feel like I said the same thing over and over again throughout this whole video. So I'm done. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. It really wouldn't surprise me if we're up above 3 cents in the next 72 hours. All right. Bye-bye.